All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R moving, still moving. For black boys, the world. I think I'm gonna do from now on. I'm gonna do some videos about on black boys specifically because I remember coming up, there were things I wish somebody would have told me, and I was angry about because I I felt like I could have been further ahead, learning some things as a teenager or preteen, young adult that would have helped me go further in life. So I decided, well, let me share some of those things that I've learned for people who feel the way I did when I was younger. One, money. When you get a chance, fellas, put a little money aside because we all save up money at times, just to have money. Buy a stock, nothing big, nothing fancy. Just buy a stock and that yields dividends, and let it grow. You're gonna be a kid, just say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna try this. Because the older you get, the more it grows if you pick the right company. Now you're gonna have to research it. So as you're a kid, you can actually see how investing in something may pay you in the future just for investing in it, just for that purpose. Something that people didn't tell you. You know, people go, well, how you didn't know? Something that people don't tell us like that. Um, Another thing, when you have a plan, for the most part, always have extra plan B's, C's, D's. This is why. Say you wanted to be, because as kids we all wanted to be. I wanted to be an athlete. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be, you know, firefighter. I wanted to be this. I wanted to be, I wanted to be a martial artist. I wanted to be all kinds of stuff, right? And we think that the older we grow, if that dream doesn't come true at a certain time, which some of them are limited. Some athletic dreams like going to the NFL, NBA, that is a limited time of space. But have some different plan Bs and options that make money because people don't tell you about things like that. Like they always say, have a plan B. Well, what I mean by plan B is I'm gonna lay it out for you exactly. Say you wanted to play football. They say, well, have a plan B. And you're like, all I like is football. That's not true. You may like other things unrelated to football, but you don't know how to cultivate that. So it's the same simple things. If you like cars, figure out there will be a way for you to, when you're in high school, you go to, they used to have the auto class, the shop class or whatever, or wood shop, or you create some things like that. And you'd be like, well, say, man, so how can I go to that's when you're like, well, how can I get myself in a position to like cars more? I just want to fix them. I want to. That's when you, as a young person, say, you know what? I want to let me. If you want to start big, start big. Let me figure out if I can get into like a Ford program or a Chevy program or a custom car program or be an intern while you like a young while you're a kid. So you're like, oh, so you could learn that other skill. So if football don't pan out, you still know how to build engines. You get what I'm saying? So the same way, because it's the information age, it's easier to look up stuff now than it was when I was a kid. So you can look up these things and be like, yo, yeah, yeah. Okay, I got football summer camp and I got football season. And, after football season over, I can train for football. But while I'm training for football, I can also go to the garage. I could also go to, you know, quote unquote custom maker or the dealership or the plant over here and see how things work. And you could get accustomed and get groomed to be in something like that. And you might at a certain point say, yo, I can make my own stuff. That's how that happens. You know, another thing, if when it comes to self-esteem and perception, change up your look. See what you're comfortable being. Don't be so don't get caught up in the trends all the time. If if a certain style is what everybody's into and they like it, be into it. That's cool. But every now and then, switch it up. Just for see how you look differently. If you want to try a different haircut, see how go against the grain. Just say, oh, okay. See what other things you like. People will make fun of you, but 9 times out of 10, I'm telling you that because when you do something different, first people hate, then people imitate. And I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. I remember I've had my hair bald for a very long time, since high school. And I remember cutting all my hair off. And I did it because I was just tired. I didn't feel like going out in the wintertime and getting a haircut because it was freaking cold. And I needed a haircut. And I said, you know what? I'm just cut it all off. How about that? People are like, you silly, you peanut head, blah, blah, blah. And I kid you not, probably 2 weeks later, there were about 20 people cut their hair off. They grew it back. I didn't. I still liked it. It ain't growing back no more, but that's a whole nother story. When you're dealing with society, look deeper into the situation. What I mean by that is this. They tell you need to get an education. Get an education. It can further your life. It helps you figure out what you want to do if you're still confused at a certain age. Here's the thing though. Realize that education is going to cost you. So do a cost analysis. Like when people say, "Oh, I want to go out of state to college." Well, if you stay in your state, it's going to cost you less when you leave, after you graduate and you go somewhere else. Say you want to be an engineer, and there's a plant in California there's a program in California that's just great, and there's a business in California that every engineer dreams to be a part of. Be great in your state where you're at and apply to that business as an intern while you're in college. That way you can funnel yourself into that situation without having to pay that extra cost when you graduate. There's a difference of paying $5,000 a semester than 15. A lot of times when you want to go to school somewhere and you learn about this stuff, it happens to bite you in the butt because you wouldn't have to lose out on so much financially. But your want trumped your practical need at the time. So don't throw yourself under the bus like that. You can always visit. Even applying to those things or going different places. You can always take a college trip. Broke college kids take a lot of trips. Buddy passes, all kinds of crap. You can check it out that way without breaking the bank. Think long term. The reason why youth and debt and poverty pretty much synonymous now in this country. So when you think about something, really think about it long term. Like, people want you to make short-term irrational decisions that feel good. You will because, when you're young, you're impulsive, you just want to do certain things, even if it's, detrimental because you think you got time to fix it. Don't do that a lot. Do it, but don't do it a lot. Don't make it your normal thing. Because when you're going to want things when you're older, all you're going to have is pictures of what happened when you were being impulsive. You know, like I was talking to my father about this young cat who he wanted to do something. He wanted to, I forget what it was, but he wanted to become something. But he had a habit of collecting um, items. I'm not gonna say exactly what the items are. It's none of my business to put that out there. But my father was like, "Dude, you spent all your college money on these items, and you still want to be what you want to be. But if you wouldn't have bought all this bullshit, that's your tuition. There are programs that you don't have to go to college for. You can still go to a trade school and do something. Cost you a whole lot less. You can still, quote unquote, go to the military. And for those who go to college and still can't figure it out, if you go to college and you get a degree and you don't know what to do, you take your butt to the military and be an officer. Now, if you go to the military, I would suggest you go to the Air Force or the Navy. Reason being, your ass won't be on the front lines. Reason being, you probably have more technical skills. Reason being, when you leave, you probably can make more money. You know, in the Army, Marines, there's a skill set with being a killer that will always pay you. But the downside of being a killer is you got to put yourself in a situation where you might get killed. So, being a high-paid gun, you're not guaranteed to make it back. Being a high-paid computer specialist, you got a high probability of making it home. Don't let the world steal your confidence, and realize that some people are not who are in your corner or in your corner to steal your ideas. So ultimately, if you have an idea, keep it close to you. You know, if you don't know how to make a business out of it, learn how to make a business first, or just actively try to make it profitable for you. For you kids out there who looking for like unity and all that other stuff, inner productive things, you know, things that actually take a little effort and that challenge you and that make you want to quit and make you question yourself, like, man, am I good enough? Because those are the things, when you stick to them, will build your confidence to a higher level, and will be satisfactory in the future. Because if you reach a tough time in the future, then you'll be like, you know what, I remember when I went through this and I thought it was shaky and I wasn't gonna make it, but I stuck with it. I grew, I expanded as a person, and I'm here because of that. Do those kind of things. For some of my friends, you know, for young fellas out there that has to live the street, that in that street part of it, realize they're not your friends. Even the people that are in the same set that you claim, they're not your friends. Look at it like this, bro. When other people get locked up, they ain't coming to visit, and you know I ain't lying. When other people get killed, they not looking out for their family after they dead, you know I ain't lying. When other people get injured, I'll say it that way, and it may be in wheelchairs, or they might have a lifelong problem from now on, you know, they're not helping with their medical bills like that. So you might feel like you're part of something, but when it really boils down to the action of it, they're not going to really kick in for your well-being in the long term, you know, unless you're doing something that'll get you killed for them. You know, they're not going to do something and say, you know, we put you in this bad situation, we're going to make sure you're straight. That shit don't never happen, and you know I ain't lying. For the kids that want to leave, I would tell you this. The first chance you get to go somewhere different, I don't care if it's a summer camp, I don't care if it's you visit another family member in another city or state, go somewhere different and see how other people live. Because when you get away from your immediate surrounding, you see that people live different ways, and there are a plethora of ways to actually make a living. And that's a big thing. Like a lot of times when we get stuck in the one dream, is because we don't see other people around us living a good lifestyle, doing something completely different that was out of our realm of thinking. So do that. You know, you don't have to just drive in the suburbs and you'll say, oh, these people got nice houses. No, 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 no. No, go somewhere like and interact with people, and be like, oh, so what do you do? Where you from? Oh, okay, so what do your parents do? You see where they come from, and when you find out where they come from, you kind of will find out, okay, their parents did this, and sometimes be like, oh, well, that's kind of dope. I never thought about that. You could do that and work at this and do that. Yeah, wow, okay, I might want to do that. People's experiences in their lives will open your horizons to different opportunities that you never knew existed. So do that. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm sure I'm gonna make more of these things eventually. So all right.